Hi, my name is Natan Rodrigues Ferreira. I'm in the class of 2025, majoring in Visual Arts and Theater Art Performance Studies, and this is Midsummer Research Stories. So this summer, I'm working with the Rhode Island Latino Arts and Trinity Rep, which are both local organizations of theater, developing a play called Alguien Más. I'm one of the guest actors. I'm going to play Felipe. He's the twin of the family. He's a very fun guy that is the whole family is trying to reconnect with their father. And he at first feels repulsive by the idea, but he clearly has a longing for that position. And he gets convinced by his twin sister, and they all embark in this journey that we hope is very funny for y'all. Even though this is a bilingual adaptation, I try to read the script as if it's its own work and its own thing. After I do that, I start reconnecting with my character in particularly. So I go in, I read all of my lines again, I go into every single scene and I understand my objective in that scene, my obstacle, and what strategy I'm having to pass by my obstacle to get to my objective. I divide every single scene into beats so I know when I have to move. And then pretty much after all that work is done, after I make some decisions and leave myself open to others that can come up while we're practicing, I go to rehearsal and I just try to be present and connect with my scene partners. At Brown, you have to be going to classes, and at the same time, I also work at the Rights and Reason, the Africana department. So every single day, you just have to, give what you have that day and do the best you can that day. And I think that's also what you can do in acting. You just have to leave your issues aside when you get into the space and just breathe in, breathe out, try to be present, and do your best that day. So this summer the play is a comedy, a situational comedy, to be more specific. And even though people usually praise the dramatic performances, I tend to believe that comedies are even harder to play. So it's been a fun experience learning to trust the gags, learning to trust the lines, trust the script, trust the director's view, and not play the comedy itself. For those characters, it's not funny, it's just their lives. If you smile in the scene, if you over-exaggerate and you play the comedy in the scene, the audience doesn't have to laugh, you laughed for them. So it's been a fun experience getting to experiment with another side of my acting skills, and I'm learning a bunch of insight and just knowledge from how to do this job in this particular aspect of it through my director, Marcel Mascaro, and from my castmates, and also from my research online, learning from other actors who have played, like Brian Creston in Malcolm in the Middle, for example. My opportunities always came from networking and knowing people, so I would say put yourself out there. But particularly for Brown students, talk to the professor you like. I was part of Teatro en Verano, which is the opportunity I'm in this year as well, last summer too. And I was introduced to it by my professor, Rebecca Gibble, in the class we were doing together, which she was teaching, called The Actor's Instrument, Voice and Speech. And she's amazing, she's fantastic, she's so talented, and I'm such a fan. But we got to develop a relationship, all of us in the class, as it's a small class, with the professor. And when it was getting closer to the summer, I could ask her, do you have any idea how I can find a gig in the industry and get to experience what it is like to be a working actor this summer? And she had this Teatro en Verano because she was part of Trinity Rep for many years, and she introduced to me the opportunity. I auditioned for it and I got it. So ask your professors. They're part of the industry, even though they chose to be part of the academia too. They're still part of the industry, and they can introduce you to so many people and so many opportunities. If there's one thing that Brown really made its choice back then, and continuously stuck to it, and it works, it's the people that it chooses to bring in. I love everybody that I got to encounter here, both in these acting initiatives and just my friends who so far have become family, because 4 years far away from family, you look for another one.